copying this first. Yeah.
Good evening and welcome. This is Lewiston City Council regular meeting for Monday, December 10th, 2012. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. I ask you to please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll be led by Patrick Carney from Troop 162 of the Boy Scouts.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item of business is citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the council on agenda items or other items they wish to bring to the attention of council. You're encouraged to discuss operational issues in advance with the city manager. In consideration of others wishing to speak, please try to limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Are there any citizens' comments this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on to public hearings and presentation. We have a proclamation to read, and it's to someone very deserving, I think. With a little trepidation, I hate to see her go, but we're thankful for her service. Proclamation reads, whereas Sue Brown has faithfully served the citizens of Lewiston as a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission for 12 years, and whereas Sue Brown has conducted herself professionally and respectfully in manners of the Planning and Zoning Commission, and she has a great command of the history and development of the city of Lewiston. Sue has shown a keen interest in the proper and orderly future development of the city of Lewiston, and has provided knowledge and insight to the matters before Planning and Zoning Commission. Sue has provided leadership to the Planning and Zoning Commission as chairperson of the commission for 7 of her 12 years. Now therefore, I, Kevin Poole, the Mayor of City of Lewiston and the Lewiston City Council, do recognize and appreciate the service of Sue Brown to our community and wish her well in all her future endeavors, and further this proclamation of recognition and appreciation be duly recorded and entered into the minutes of the Lewiston City Council on this 10th day of December 2012. Sue.
Thank you very much. You know, 12 years ago, I wondered what I'd gotten myself into, but I've had the lovely education and camaraderie of fellow commissioners, the joy of meeting and working with them to solve difficult issues, and I really appreciate the City Council allowing me to serve the city in this capacity for 12 years. It's been rewarding, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue. We appreciate it. The next item of business is the consent agenda. Is there any items the council wishes to pull off the consent agenda tonight? If not, I'll entertain a motion to read the consent agenda.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to read the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0.
Approving the meeting minutes of the November 26th work session and the November 26, 2012 regular meeting. Accepting the minutes of the November 19th Emergency Medical Services Advisory Board, October 24th Parks and Recreation Commission, November 21st Solid Waste Advisory Commission, and the November 7th Transportation Advisory Commission. Approving the second reading of Ordinance 4593 by title only. An ordinance implementing the City Council's decision in ZC 0312, declaring that certain real property be removed from the low-density residential zone, R2A, and included in the general commercial zone, C4, amending the official zoning map of the City of Lewiston and providing an effective date. Approving the second reading of Ordinance 4592 by title only. An ordinance of the City of Lewiston amending Lewiston City Code Chapters 10, amending the 2009 editions of the International Building Code, International Energy Conservation Code, International Mechanical Code, International Fuel Gas Code, International Code Council Electrical Code, International Existing Building Code, International Residential Code, International Property Maintenance Code, adopting the 2009 Idaho Plumbing Code and providing an effective date. Approving the recommendation of the Emergency Medical Services Advisory Board to issue the Lewiston Fire Department certificates of compliance for emergency ambulance service and non-emergency ambulance service for 2013. Approving Resolution 2012-55 by title only, a resolution accepting and approving a dedication of right-of-way from Maverick Incorporated, a Wyoming company, to the City of Lewiston and providing an effective date. And approving the vouchers payable for November 9th, 2012 through November 21st in the amount of $2,511,541.28, and this excludes payments to Albertsons and Han Rental.
Okay, council, the consent agenda has been read. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as read. Is there any discussion by council? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0. That completes our consent agenda. We'll move on to the active agenda. First item of business is vouchers payable, approving Albertsons vouchers payable dated November 9th, 2012 through November 21st in the amount of $144.78. I'll entertain a motion to approve those vouchers payable with Councilor Daniel abstaining due to conflict of interest.
So moved. Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve vouchers payable to Albertsons for the amount of $144.78. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0 with Councilor Daniel abstaining. Next item of business is vouchers payable, approving the Han Rental vouchers payable dated November 9th through November 21st, 2012 in the amount of $1,337.83. I'll entertain a motion to approve the vouchers payable to Han Rental with Councilor Kleberg abstaining for conflict of interest.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve vouchers payable for Han Rental for $1,337.83. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0 with Councilor Kleberg abstaining. That completes our active agenda. Next item is unfinished and new business. Is there any city councilor comments this evening?
Just a very quick one, Mr.
Councilor Ortman?
if I may. Boise has announced its major activities in the sesquicentennial, and they have already started their celebration with a concert this last week, and they're following very much the model that we had here. They're going to do the bulk of their events from July 4th through July 7th, and hopefully we'll be able to interact a little bit with that, and hopefully they'll be here for the 10th of July when we have the dedication of the territorial capital, but we've at least extended the invitations back and forth.
Any other councilor comments?
Mr. Mayor.
Yep. Pro Tem Cannon.
Good news today, I hope. We started paving down on 5th Street. I know that project is moving right along, but they're starting to lay pavement down there to get that finalized by the end of the year. So that's some good news, and that's really turning out spectacular. So if anybody hasn't been down there to see the progress of 1st Street and 5th Street, it's really looking really good down there. And to Carrie, what a great Christmas party the employees of the city of Lewiston had the other night, and a lot of the councilors were there and enjoyed the good food and the great entertainment that they put on. There's some talent in this city, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
But it was a great time, and everybody had a good time, and thank you, Carrie, because I know you came up with a little skit that you can't even describe how this skit was, but I'll tell you, it was hilarious. But what a great time. Everybody had a great time. So thank you.
Counselor Kleberg.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I didn't pull this off the consent agenda, but I just had a question about the Maverick. We just approved
Right-of-way dedication.
thank you, dedication right away. And I was by there. I didn't get there on Thursday. I was not feeling well, but they had the grand opening Thursday. It was well attended, so well attended that apparently the entire intersection would probably qualify for a roundabout. Just thought I'd throw that one out there. Anyways, I digress. No, I was curious, because we went by there yesterday, and because somebody had said that there's no sidewalk on the west side of the property, down the 11th Street side. I know they have retainage swells and stuff, but that one side of the property, I don't know if they paid into the in lieu of sidewalk fund, or does anybody have any idea on what happened there? I'm not saying they got to go knock it out, but it just kind of wraps around the corner and stops. That's why I was just curious. There is one right across the street, by the way.
Yeah. Honorable Council and Mr. Mayor. Hopefully I can answer the questions. What happened with Maverick is that there was kind of a complex dedication there. There was all that they were actually required to dedicate in this dedication that you just approved tonight was a 3-foot strip along Thane Road. Okay, we have a master plan, a transportation master plan that includes intersections that was approved by council in 2004. That document showed some of these intersections like this one where we want to modify. So what we asked Maverick for was for an extra dedication on the west side of Thane, more than the 3 feet that they're required to do, plus there's a curved section over there along 11th Street that will enable us to do a cul-de-sac in there eventually, which was part of that master plan. And so as a trade-off for that extra dedication, they were not required to do the frontage improvements on 11th Street, very limited ones. So that's what you're seeing there.
That's fine, kind of similar to what we did with El Sombrero across the street.
Yeah, that was slightly different in that El Sombrero, we actually did pay for the right-of-way there.
Okay.
This is probably more similar to what we did with the Crossroads Church, in that they dedicated extra for the roundabout. Funny you should mention that. But the roundabout there in exchange for frontage improvements also.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mr. Hayers. Any other councilor comments? Councilor Kleberg.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilor Stevenson, I'm just going to ask the question again. Have you made up your mind? Because there's inquiring minds that would like to know what your plans are. And I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I think this is the time and place.
I have not made up my mind, and here's partly why. This past week, we had orientation at the legislature in Boise, and as part of that, we had some time from the Attorney General's office on ethics, and we'll be repeating that in a longer session the first week of the legislative session in January. And I've been advised that I would want to finish with that ethics training and then deal with the question after that. So that's what I think I will do.
Okay.
It was an excellent orientation and a very busy schedule and a lot of different topics, and I'm looking forward to being back here.
Councilor
I
Kleberg.
just have one more.
Oh, good. For me?
No, you're off the hook. I had the opportunity unfortunate opportunity, however you look at it, to work last Saturday down at Hahn, at the downtown store, right next to Locomotive Park. And I know you had talked about Winter Spirit. They had Christmas with Santa last Saturday, a week ago Saturday. So they, you know, were taking pictures of the kids and stuff. The place was packed, and the more I got to thinking about it, I mean, people could hardly get in and out of there. And as I drive by it and stuff, I just encourage people to take the time, if you got a few minutes, instead of just driving by it and say, look at all those nice lights, really get out and walk around. It doesn't take you very long to go from one end of the park to the other. It is impressive on any scale of any city's Christmas decorations. I've just been real impressed with it and the participation of people showing up. So if you got time, take a little walk around the park. It's nice.
Any other councilor comments? Mr. Bennett, city manager comments.
I attended the Association of Idaho Cities legislative briefing in Boise last Friday, and it was very well attended by a good segment of the elected and appointed officials from across the state, and many of the important issues that the legislative bodies will take up in January were discussed at that particular venue. And one of the most important ones, of course, is the business personal property tax exemption that will likely come before the legislature. The issue of the health insurance exchanges that the governor will likely rule on by the end of the week. And the issue of the local option sales tax, the internet sales tax. Those are all issues that are likely to come up during the legislative session, and it was a good briefing of all of those, and I'm sure that both Representative Stevenson and Senator Johnson are getting well versed in all of those issues before they go back in January. This Wednesday at 3 o'clock, there will be a tour that's sponsored by the Library Board trustees at the new library downtown at 411 D Street. So bring your hard hat if you'd like to come. A lot of work has been completed inside the library, and this will be a good opportunity to see everything that's going on there, and from the architects and from the contractors as well.
Okay. Thank you. Anyway, any advisory board and commission appointments this evening? Councilor Kleberg.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was prepared to do this last week at the work session, but we figured it'd be more appropriate to do it in the open business meeting. But pleased to announce that we've had 4 people apply for the Planning and Zoning Commission. We have 2 open seats currently. We had conducted interviews about 2 weeks ago, and we have Councilor Randall was with me, and Chair Brown, and Bob Arleth, and Joel from city staff, community development. And we had a nice visit with all the people, and I'm prepared to appoint Kathy Schroeder and Josh Wadsworth to the Planning and Zoning Commission if there's no objections.
And Josh is representing area of impact, is he? By chance?
No. No, we still don't have one of those.
We still don't
He
have
is a city resident.
Okay.
But
Recommendation.
with Sue's departure, Sue Brown's departure, and then Sue Summers left this summer, we'd had 2 open seats. So I was happy to see the level of interest for a change. So
There's a recommendation of 2 appointments for the Planning and Zoning Commission. Those in favor say aye.
aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Appointment stands 7-0. Thank you, Councilor Kleberg.
You bet.
Any other advisory board and commission appointments this evening? Okay. Any work session agenda topics? I think we're going to be.
I'll do a quick AIC update at our next work session.
Okay. The yeah, they're filling up. Yes.
Did you go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be good. I think we're starting to have a busy one for January, starting right off. So that'll be good. Okay. Any other any work session topics? Well, before we adjourn, I'd just like to say that as a community, we've seen a lot of changes, which I think were positive this past year. With the expansion of Schweitzer and development of the south side of the airport and our downtown URA project, our library building remodel, and the territorial capital replica, I think are just a few that I think are very positive. I know that there are some citizens that probably didn't agree with what the council had done, but as a body, we felt that these are the right directions to go. And I guess history will eventually determine if that was the appropriate direction or not. But as a community, we have a lot to be thankful for. And so on behalf of the Lewiston City Council, I wish every one of you to have a safe and joyful Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And we'll be seeing you in January. This meeting's adjourned.